Again, so welcome to CGS1543. And this is a database class, database management. And we're going to cover a wide variety of concepts associated with databases. Focus primarily on the why we're doing things instead of just the how. Okay. The course is broken down into essentially 12 modules. We've got a course information module, and we're going to head in there first. I've also got 10 content modules, 1 through 10. And then that final module 11 wraps everything up. It's got your final project and course evaluation to get some bonus points, along with the final access to the assignment support forum. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. So let's jump on into this course information module. Start here. And we'll assume you've already jumped in there. And your interface will look a little bit different because I'm in a development mode right now. But I want you to be able to see a listing of everything you've got available and have everything expanded out. As you go through it, I'll switch over to you can see your view, which is different than mine. Yours goes page by page, but I can see all the pages at once. So we start out with this first module overview, and here's an overview of what's in the module, or an outline of what's in this module. Next thing we'll see is it's an overview of everything. This is the expectations, the resources, the requirements, just about anything you can think of associated with the course. The who's, the what's, the when's, the where's, the why's. What do I need to take this class? Where am I going to get it? So these are all right here. Commonly asked questions, and I expand on this from term to term. I may add some things in there that we may come up with along the way. Okay, so there's the overview expectations. I need you to read through this. Please take the time and read through it. There's some things in there about late work and the fact that I dropped some lowest grades in certain things and where to find things. They're important. So here's the video that we're looking at right now. I'm going to put a link in there for you. So we'll assume you've already gone through that. If you haven't, just page back and go through that entire first document. Okay. From there, I'm going to have a schedule of due dates. It's not accurate for me to show you right now, but there'll be a schedule in there of each item within the course and when it's due. So there'll be a list of dates, and those dates, I'll go back and look at that example. It's an example from a different course. But there's a date, and here are the items that are due. Here's a date and the items that are due for this particular course. Like I said, this is a schedule from a previous course. As you go through it, you will see step by step each date that items are due for your entire course. Okay. So that when you click on it, you'll see item by item for you in your course. So here's a link to ELO 1000. If you have not yet taken the ELO 1000 course, I need you to go take it. It's not optional. The reason being is this ELO 1000, I mentioned it back in that overview expectations, resources, or requirements page. This allows you to understand how to interact with this Blackboard system, how to access and interact with discussions, how to upload documents, how to download documents. There's a ton of information in this. It takes about 2 hours to complete. It's a free course. You register for it just like you registered for this course. Keep in mind it's free. I need you to take that early. And when I say early, I'm talking about the first week of the course. So from there, here's a discussion. You'll click this discussion to get in and get to know everybody else in the course. People that are in this course are going to be a great resource to you. And the reason being is this next item that I've added into all my courses, and this is an assignment support forum. Now, this is an asynchronous course, and what that means is we're not all in here at the same time or the same days. Sometimes you may want a response pretty quick, or sometimes it may be something that somebody else in the class has already dealt with and found a resolution. This assignment support forum is graded in Module 11. It's accessible throughout the course. The requirements are, and if you clicked on this rubric, you can see the requirements, and I've got it discussed here. I just need you to post 3 times. They could be 3 questions, they could be 3 answers, combination of 3 questions and answers. I just want you to interact in this forum or discussion 3 times throughout the course. Not 3 times each module, just 3 times in the entire course. I want you to get used to interacting with your peers. Find out who in this class is a great resource to have moving forward in future courses. Find out who's in your program. These are important things to know because these could be business contacts moving forward. At the end of this course, or when you graduate, you and I will likely have no more interaction, no more communication. That's not to say that somebody else that's in this course may not be a lifelong contact for you that could find you employment, or you could find them employment down the road. I've had friends that I went to college with that we are still good friends. I've gained them employment, they've gained me employment. Win-win. Okay? So this is a great place to get to know those people, and well, you'll get to know them in that introduction, but you'll get to see what they're made of by what they bring to the table in these discussions. Can they help you out when you need the help? Now, I do interact in this, and you're not limited to just getting answers here. You can send me a message in course email over on the left side of the course, or via my Palm Beach State College.edu or palmbeachstate.edu, Palm Beach State College.edu, excuse me, email address. So that's this first getting started module. So overall course information. Now when we jump into module 1, we've got around 20 different items in here. Now I've got it broken down with an outline of what's here, what we're doing. It's an introduction, it's an overview of what this chapter or this module does. The text has specific outcomes, but the state of Florida and this course have specific outcomes related to you. So here's things that I've told the state, this is what we're going to talk about, and you're going to obtain these skills within this course. Back in that first module that we just came from, I've got a list of the 4 course learning outcomes for this course. So in this first module, we introduce and discuss, start dealing with those course learning outcomes, and we address the first one. We haven't measured it yet, we're just talking about it and gaining those skills. There's a link to the textbook is going to be down below. Here's a PDF of a lecture that I've created, lecture notes. Got 5 different videos that you'll see below, or ahead, I should say. In my view, it's below. And here's recommended items, that assignment support form. It's not graded until later in the course, that very last module, module 11. But I've got a link in every module to it, so that if something comes up, let's say a lab isn't acting the way that you want it to act, it could be something somebody else has already asked the question, and all you have to do is pop in there and you see the answer to it. Okay. And then graded items, the things that you're getting graded on or points associated with in this module. There's a discussion, it's here in Blackboard. There's an exam, it's in SimNet. There's a SimPath in SimNet. We've got a reflection, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. I'm going to toggle back to my view so it's a little easier to navigate everything. So we've got those different videos available to you. The discussion, now the discussion, you need 3 posts, a minimum of 3 posts. The first one is your response to one of the prompts that are provided. And you'll see it could be anywhere from 3 to, well, maybe 6 or 8 different choices on what you want to discuss in your discussion. Now, your main post, the response to that prompt that you've chosen, needs to be at least 100 words. And then you need to respond to at least 2 other posts that are in this discussion. They could be you responding to somebody that responded to your main post, or you responding to somebody else's post or somebody else's response. Those will be on average 20 to 50 words each. Now, not below 25 words and not below 100 words. The rubric is here, so all you have to do is click on there and you can see what's expected. So here's those graded items. The first one is the reading and graded items. Then you've got a reflection and that assignment support form. Right. Now, the reflection is something you may have never had to do in a course. And since this is a database course, this is going to make more sense to you than it would to most other students, because I'm collecting data with this reflection. Each module, I collect data. What worked? What didn't work? How easy was it? How difficult was it? All those little things help me to redesign this course term to term so that it gets better every time we do it. So the feedback that I get from you in these reflections not only can help us as we're going through, because there may be something that I've overlooked, something that I just wasn't aware of, that you shed light on, and I can change that moving forward. So there's an option. One of the things I ask you to do is evaluate the module difficulty on a scale of 1 to 5. 5 being very difficult, 1 being very easy or comfortable module. Why? Well, you can give future students a heads up that, hey, this has traditionally been a very difficult module. They go change the overview video for a module and let them know things that I've found in these reflections. Okay? So each module is going to look very similar to this. You've got the outline, everything's broken down, what we're doing, how we're doing it. We've got projects, and you'll see in the course modules view, module 2 there's a project, module 4 there's a project. When it says a CLO or course learning outcome is measured, it's being measured by a project. Your projects are going to be databases as we move forward through the course that you build and add to, and add to. Okay? So if you don't get one of these projects done, you're still accountable for it because They're going to be things that you've done in that project you're going to have to use moving forward. I would drop one project grade, not the final project. The final project is treated like the final exam. And each one's got a rubric, what I'm looking for, what I expected of you, directions on how to go about what I need you to do. So I keep mentioning things that come back to this overview, expectations, resources, requirements. I've got a policy that I call it my Haddad Bad Day Policy. I've got it discussed right here. So I've got what I call my Haddad Bad Day Policy. This policy addresses things that come up during the course by dropping the lowest scores in the list below. I drop 2 assignments in SimNet. Depending on how things go, I may adjust that up. I may drop 3, I may drop 4. But at this point, I'm sure that I'm going to drop 2. I'll drop 1 test score, the lowest test score. 1 project, not the final project, but one of those other 4 project scores, I'll drop it. 1 discussion and 1 reflection. So when I say had a bad day, let's say you had a bad week. Something came up, car accident, somebody got sick, whatever it may be. In that week, you had 1 test, you may have had 1 project, you had 1 discussion, and you had a reflection. Like I said, I'm potentially going to adjust the assignments, but I'm going to play that by ear. So that's had a bad week. I dropped essentially what's close to everything from an entire week to offset it. Now, I don't accept late work, don't have makeup work, I don't have any extra credit other than what's in that final module, module 11. And in that final module is an assignment where you go into PantherNet and evaluate your courses. Now, I'm only looking for you to go evaluate this course, give feedback on this course. Our college keeps track of all of that feedback so we can make decisions on what to offer, how to offer it, when to offer it, whatever it may be. Now, if you go fill out that evaluation at the very end of it, they give you a splash screen that says you just completed the course evaluation for CGS1543. Take a screenshot of that and you'll upload it to the Dropbox that's in that last module. And by doing that, or what I do in return for you doing that, is add 2 points to your overall course grade. So if you had an 89, now you've got a 91, just by taking the time to go answer those questions. Now in the module videos that I have, I talk about the concept as we move along. Like in module 10, I talk about it a little bit towards it should make more sense, the value of that feedback, the value of collecting that data, and what it means to an organization. So if you got any questions, we've got that assignment support form. It's not limited to just questions about assignments. It just so happens that's what I named it. You can ask questions about the course. Where'd you find this? How can I do that? You can shoot me an email through course email on the left or through my Palm Beach State .edu email. So we've got a good sized group this term, and I'm looking forward to this course. So I'll see you in the first module.